Today's video is on a topic that no one likes to talk about, which is rejection. Rejection in the creator economy is really, really, really normal. And it's something that, as much as we want to normalize it, still hurts so many. Creators are creative, and creatives have an attachment to their work, and it's normal to personalize it. So many of us feel like if a brand says no to us, it's us that they're saying no to because they don't like our work. And it's this personalization that we do, when in fact, I'm here to free you from that and tell you it may have absolutely nothing to do with you. What I want to talk about today is what to do when a brand says no, and how to turn that rejection into opportunity. Because with every no, there could be a silver lining. Now, before I share some strategies to turn those no's into future opportunities, I do just want to give you guys an analogy to help set the tone, okay? Imagine you're going into a shoe store and you're walking around and you see shoes. And you're like, do I want a pair of shoes? Now, depending on where you're at, will determine if you're going to make a purchase or not. If you walk in there barefoot and you are desperate, you're going to probably leave with a pair of shoes, right? But what if you're just browsing and you don't really want any end-up shoes? There's nothing the salesperson can say at the end of the day to get you to buy the shoes, right? You're just kind of like, I don't really know. There's also times that you may not have the money. You're like, I love those shoes. I really, really want those shoes, but you just don't have the money. And what I kind of want to set the tone when I share this story is that you could be offering your services to a brand and they just may be like the shoe store. It does not mean they're going to always buy. And that's why I always tell the creators that are in my one-on-ones or in my pitching program that a lot of outreach really depends on quantity. If you're talking to 2 or 3 brands a month, of course, getting a no is going to sting. It comes down to numbers. If you're pitching around 40 brands a month, 30 brands a month, 20 brands a month, we're able to get some data. And we're able to start to see, okay, why are they saying no? Are there common patterns? Is my media kit strong enough? Is my pitch solid? Am I pitching the right person? All of these things come to play. So before we even talk about turning these no's into yeses, I want you to really self-examine and self-reflect. What's a quantity that you're even pitching? And do you even have data to reflect on and to review regarding your pitching strategy? To also remember that sometimes it's just not you. And that at the moment, they may not have budget, but those things change. I actually tell the creators that I work with, I'm working with this girl right now, and we got a no. We got a no from a brand. We're pitching it. And I told her that's a good thing. She's like, why is that a good thing? I'm like, because that means we can mark it as a no and follow up with them in 3 months with something else. She was like, wait, we can? I'm like, yes. Pitching a brand, you don't just have to pitch a brand once, right? You can re-pitch them with a different idea down the road. That's the first tip I want to share with you. I want to remove the pressure that if you pitch a brand once, you can never pitch them again. It's absolutely not true. When I worked on the PR side, we would pitch to the editors of the New York Times monthly, quarterly for our clients. We're always trying to get them in the New York Times, right? And the editors many times would just be like, this isn't the right fit, or not respond, or say, no, thank you, this isn't it. But all it takes is just one concept that they do like. So to make it like creator language, let's just say you pitch something and the brand is like, no, thanks. No, we don't really need it. And actually this happened to one of my creators. This was a hotel property and they got rid of all their straws on the property. They're like a straw-free, plastic-free or whatever property now. So this creator's pitched this hotel many times. Finally, she pitched them and said, I noticed that you're no longer using straws, but all your marketing materials show straws. Can I come in and take some content and shoot it? Boom, that's what hit. That's what they wanted. That's what they needed. So the biggest tip here is to change the pitch, change the angle. That is how you can pitch the same brand multiple times because you're not coming to them every time like with the same pitch, like, hi, I'm this. No, you're like shooting different shots, different angles. The second tip I think is really important to get a no into an opportunity is to understand what it is that the brand wants. Doing this on email is hard. All my Pitching to Brands Master Course students know how I push them to get on calls with brands. I'm like, y'all need to get on a calls, and I prep them for this because that is where we can find out what we need to refine. So the second big tip is refining the pitch, right? It's getting to understand what the brand really wants. You may be pitching Instagram, but they don't have an Instagram budget, but they may have a TikTok one. How are you going to find that out? On email? No, you got to get these brands on calls and you have to be able to ask the right questions to get them to give you that information. Now, if you already have our pitching program, you guys know that we have the brand call role play in there. You can go ahead and watch that, you guys, so that you can see that back and forth and the questions you should be asking on calls to get this information. And if you're a creator who has not enrolled yet but wants to learn more about our Pitching to Brands Master course, I will leave a link below. This is a program designed to help you land paid brand deals. Period. End of story. That is the focus of this course, purely monetization on the brand deals and sponsorship side. And I will leave more information below. Now, I also think if you have a good rapport with this brand and they end up saying no, depending how this is, if you're on the call with them and you have a post call, you could ask them for feedback. You could be like, no worries, like, I absolutely get it. Like, is there, any feedback as to why we were able to move forward? And they can tell you, yeah, we don't have budget, or the idea is not solid enough, or, we're moving in a different direction or whatever. Maybe they make an excuse. Maybe they tell you the truth. But again, your job as a professional is to find that out. Now, I cannot stress this enough. If you're a creator and you're pitching and you're getting a no, please do not burn that bridge. Keep those doors open. You never know if you're going to need them again. I recently had a creator who pitched a sponsorship. The brand said no. She ended up hosting like a blogger brunch 6 months later, went to the same brand and asked them if they wanted to sponsor this brunch, and they said yes. So you never know when you're going to need these people in the future. You never know what type of opportunities you may be working on. So just because they say no, it does not mean you can't keep those doors open. Finding them on LinkedIn, connecting with them there. Again, depending on how you know this person, you continue to network and continue to keep them in your loop. I always think that is one of the best ways to turn that no into future opportunity. You can also just be very forward and say, I understand this isn't the right moment, but please do keep me in mind for future opportunities. Or is there a way I could be added to a certain list? Or just telling them, let me know if anything changes. I'd be happy to work with you in the future. I had a creator who was pitching a really big property, luxury hotel, and he pitched them once, followed up, nothing, and then pitched them again 6 months later, and they said yes. At that time, they didn't need someone, but things change. So remember, things are always changing internally for these clients as well. So it's up to you to also keep them in the loop, keep that door open, and kind of touch base with these brands to see what is happening internally. If there's a brand that you are really excited about and really want to be kept in the loop, put a Google alert up for that brand so you can know what is relevant, what is happening. Because even if you got no, maybe you want to go and pitch them again, and you find out that they're launching a new color palette or whatever, they're launching something, you can use that information in your pitch. Now, one of the biggest questions I get asked constantly is, what happens if a brand says yes, but they can't pay me? That's kind of like a no, right? It kind of feels like that rejection. Well, I actually share what to say and I read a pitch out loud in my free live training, How to Land Paid Brand Deals. This is a free training that I host. It is live. I will share with you what to say to those brands when they say they don't have budget so that you can pivot that free offer into a paid one. If you're a creator that wants to get paid brand deals, whether you're already getting paid and you want to get paid more or you're just getting started, I highly recommend you come to this training. They're super fun. They're very interactive. They're hosted by me and they're full of valuable information, as you can see by all the testimonials on the screen. So make sure you come and join us at one of our free live trainings and you can hear me read that pitch out loud so you know what to say when a brand comes to you offering you something for free. Now, something I'm going to share is really interesting. This creator did this recently. This is one of my coaching clients. She has a newsletter, and when she gets a no from a brand, she's like, no worries, is it okay if, after some conversations with them, can I add you to my newsletter? And some brands would say, yeah, sure, go ahead. And in this branded newsletter, she would only send it out to people on the brand side. She would say future wins. So it was like a monthly, or maybe every other week, where she was like, wins of the week, this is what I've been working on. This is what I've done. This is what I've had. And again, a lot of creators do this on LinkedIn, but you could also do this as something that you fill in these brand partners. I think it's an interesting newsletter approach because it's very B2B. It's very direct to brand. It's not to your follower, but it's to the brands that you have rapport with, and you want to keep them up to date on your monthly wins and your monthly milestones and growth. And she said that when she would send those emails, people would respond being like, oh my God, congratulations. We'd love to see what you're working on this month. So it was a really interesting way to get those brands to respond to her. Again, y'all, pitching is what I do. It is my secret sauce. So if you are a creator and you want to pitch, There's so many things that we can do here at Sidewalker to help you, whether it's our programs or working with me one-on-one. The sky's the limit. I love doing this. I love getting in and sending those pitches out and turning those no's into yeses. So I think that there's always opportunity. It's just about being strategic. It's about networking. I'm a huge proponent of in-person networking. I can't stress that enough. Stop hiding behind the computer. Stop hiding behind your screen. Get in person, meet people in person, vibe with them, let them feel your energy, let them see your face, let them remember you. A lot of people that are in the decision-making role are not young Gen Z internet phone people. They're old school, right? They value that human connection still. So speak to them in their language. Find them where they want to be found, right? So in-person networking is a great way to turn those no's into future opportunities, because a brand may say no, and then you meet them in person, and then they vibe with you, they like you, they see what you're doing, and then they want to work with you. I've seen this happen time and time again. Anyways, y'all, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it got you thinking about ways to turn those no's and those rejections into future opportunities, but to also remember to not take it personal, because life's too short to take these things personal, and you are amazing without the validation of a brand. Anyways, guys, make sure you subscribe to our channel, and I will see you in the next video.